First thing I want to do in this video is thank Sony for making this sucker here. The 5150 GM is unbelievable. It is such an awesome lens. It has really offered us a new look, a really, really legitimate new look. I can't wait to shoot basketball in November. I'm so excited for it. I'll be bringing this along on the sidelines at high school games for sure. It's a great second lens. So this is just, you knocked out of the park. This lens combined with a 300-2.8 gives me such amazing capability, such variety, versatility, and they're so sharp. The 300-2.8 and this thing together are perfect. You know, in the old school times, way back in the 70s, 80s, and even the 90s to a certain extent, when we bought lenses, they didn't really have decent zooms back then. And so we bought primes. And so the way you kind of decided what prime to get next, you had to at least double your focal length to make sense. Now, not so much in wide angles, but in you know, the 50, after the 50, you wanted to go 100 or 135, 105. After that, you wanted to go to 200. And then you wanted to go to 400 if you could afford it. And so right now we've got this incredible sort of trinity of lenses, if you will, with the 28-70 GM f2, the 5150 GM f2. The 300-2.8 is phenomenal. I wouldn't ask Sony to do anything different with that lens. It's so perfect. It's so amazing. But if you're doubling things, you know, you go to the 6, but really I would love to get to 500 f4. That's what I really would love to be shooting with. I don't want an aftermarket one. I want a Sony GM. I want a G Master 500 f4. It would fit perfectly with a 300. And so in the old days, you know, if you could do it, if you had the money and you could justify it with billing stuff, you know, when I shot Canon back in the day, I had a 200 2, and then I had a 400 2.8, and I had a 600 f4. And that kind of doubled everything to a point. And that was great. But if you didn't have that, what people did instead is they would go 300, 500, which is only 2 lenses instead of 3, a lot less money. And of course, the 6 is really expensive. I would love to see Sony produce a 500 G Master f4 lens that took the teleconverters. It would be the perfect matchup with my 5150 and my 300-2.8. It would be killer. Now, I love this lens. The 600 f4 is incredible. It's absolutely awesome. But I'm getting older, and I don't really enjoy carrying stuff all day for golf, especially auto racing. You know, some of these long races are it's just too long. So a 500 f4 would be really amazing. And while you're at it, I'm still asking for a 300 f4G, something inexpensive in the G lineup, not GM, but something that would take teleconverters, that would help people break through the 200 barrier, 200 millimeter barrier that we have kind of right now. We have that, you know, 7200 2.8, which is amazing. But then if you want to increase your focal length, you got to go all the way to 5.6 or 6.3. And we don't really have anything in the 300 millimeter range that would be f4, which I think would be great. I think birders would love a 300 f4. It'd be so lightweight and small, compact, even smaller than 300 2.8, obviously. But a 500 f4 would be really what I'm after. And so, so I want to just ask, I also want to thank Sony for making the 5150 and the 300 2.8. They are 2 of my favorite lenses. I absolutely love them for shooting sports, but I need something longer that's less expensive than a 600 f4, but still gives me that incredible eye pop, that eye candy look that you get when you're over 400 millimeters. A 500 would be an amazing addition. You only have really 3 fast lenses. You have a 3, a 4, and a 6. That's all you've got. We need that 5 in between, and maybe a 2, you know? I mean, this week we're gonna get allegedly 2 200 f2s from different companies, aftermarket companies. But it would be really cool to have a 202. But really, I think the next one should be the 500 f4. Of course, that's me talking. A lot of people that shoot for the wires, they want a 2-4, a 180 f4, a 180 to 400 zoom. People are asking for a 1.4 converter to be included inside integral into a lens, either a 3 or a 4 or whatever, that'd be great. But I think the 500, man, I want to buy a 500. And so, Sony, I hope you're listening. You've got one sold right here. If you make it, I will buy it. Just like in Field of Dreams. If you make it, I will buy it. Let me know what you think. Do you think the 500 f4 is the next logical step in long glass for Sony, or do you think something else needs to be done first? And what other lenses would you like to see them make? Put it in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching.